I'm just working on cleaning up all the parts. A few of them, they had a crack or something. I've been gluing them all back together, making the repairs, letting them cure for a little while. And hopefully when I'm done, it's going to be nice and clean looking. Part pieces like the rear defrost switch, I'm going to be taking that out and cleaning it off. It's going to get painted as well, and all the raised lettering will be white like it was from the factory. Each panel gets a scrub and cleaned down with dish soap. So when it's done, it's going to be clean. Here's the mix-up I've got now. The shifting, the manual console, and the dash from the 86 are slightly different in color. You can probably tell. They are, I think light blue and dark blue would have been the classification, but who knows. So I'm going to try to refinish the center console because I don't think I'm going to find one that matches. I don't think I'm going to find one, period, let alone one that matches. So this one had some goo spilled on it. I'm not sure what it is, but it seems to crack and chip off if I'm careful. So that's going to take a little bit of time, but if I can flake that stuff off, at least it's not going to be an eyesore like that. And then maybe this thing can get painted as close of a color as I can get it to what the rest of the interior is. I might try heating this up with the blow dryer a little bit. Maybe it'll become pliable and it'll peel off a little better. But anyways, I wanted to share a cool story. When these cars were built, they would put a build sheet under the seat. That was just where those things would go. Well, this build sheet came out of the 86, and it's still legible. Really, really cool stuff. It's torn up, of course, but basically you can see specific items that were chosen as options in here, some of the codes that General Motors would use when they put the thing together. So the 86, the first car I took apart with the automatic, that one's got the 1.6 liter engine, 3-speed auto transmission. It's got Canadian equivalent emissions. It's got wheel trim rings. It had a heavy duty battery. It used to have AM/FM radio, front license mount. So the different options that were selected, and it tells you interior color, reclining seats, and it looks like front and rear floor mats. Tells you what tire size, and it had white walls originally. No hood insulation, so there was lots of things that these cars didn't have, which was fun. Simpler the better. The thing that I thought was really, really cool about this car I bought in Lakeshore, which is about 25 minutes away from my house. So this kind of makes sense, but I thought it was cool nonetheless. The dealership that this car was delivered to when it was purchased new is less than 5 kilometers away from my driveway. It's my local Chevy dealer under a different name, exact same address. So I thought that was really cool. It's like, what are the odds that a car from 86 ends up in my hands in 2017, and it hasn't really been brought around too far. It's just, it was right around the corner. Just cool. I really like that. The other thing that I found, this would have been now in the 84. So this one was a little worse for wear. These are the only pieces of the build sheet that I was able to get. Everything else was gone. This was it. This was just stuck under the driver's seat. I can't really get a whole lot of information off of this. There was one piece of information though that I did get off of this, and I thought it was really cool. It just, I don't know, maybe something's happening for a reason. But the order number from the 1984 Chevette that I bought from St. Catharines, which was about 2 hours away, 2.5 hours away from where I was at. So it's not like this car was ever local here. But the last 4 digits of that order number for this car happened to be my home address here. So I thought that was really cool. I wanted to share that. It actually kind of gave me goosebumps when I figured it all out. I didn't expect that. You know, that was something that surprised me. And it just makes you wonder, were these cars meant to end up in my hands? Maybe they were. Hard to say, but I certainly already am enjoying the process. I've got a stack of parts upstairs in one of the bedrooms that I've taken over now. I've got taillights, I've got taillight buckets, interior door panels, rear panel trim. There's the seats are still on the back porch, but they're okay out there. All the plastic, the door handles, like everything that I could get off of the car, I've got in the house now because I've gone through and I've scrubbed and cleaned everything. This guy I did clean. It was really grimy. It still looks really rough actually. But that's, I think, where the paint's going to come in. And because this is a console, I hope it won't be as noticeable once it's painted up and ready to go. But I'm just working at picking away at some of this stuff and making small repairs. If you remember, when I did take apart the dash in '86, I had a little slip and I ended up cracking it. I was able to glue it back together. I did that this morning, and I've let it sit all day with clamps on it, and it seems to be a good repair. It's in solid shape now. I was able to pick up the dash, and it stayed in one piece. It didn't crack again. So I think it may have been cracked previously, but not broken. And when I was trying to take it apart, I finished the job, so to speak. But I was able to put it back together, and there's a trim piece that's going to hide that seam where it cracked anyways. So at least the dash will be back together, and I shouldn't get any additional rattling out of it. I'm sure something's going to rattle, but with a car like that, you can't really avoid it. So anyways, I'm just kind of giving you guys a little update. So I am still working on these cars, and I do want to get something together as soon as I can and get it out on the road. I'm really excited to take that for a spin one day and actually get to enjoy it. Anyways, thanks so much for watching.